Hello, guys. If you're stopping by, please comment, say hello. And for those of you that don't know me, my name is Miriam Garcia, and I am the face of Miriam Garcia Network. Today, I have a very special guest. She's from our Latina group that we have, and she is an amazing person. I want you guys to meet her, so I invited her to my page today, and she could tell us a little bit more about herself. All right, let's bring her in. So excited. Hola, Leta.
Hola, hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for accepting my invite.
Oh, please, it's an honor for you to invite me. I'm very happy to be here.
Okay, please tell us a little bit about yourself and what you used to do before this business, and just, introduce yourself. Thank you.
Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Miriam's page. I'm really honored to be here. And yes, we've met. I had the pleasure of meeting Miriam thanks to this digital business and our Latin community. And as she said, yes, I don't know if she said it, but I think she wrote it on the post. I am from Argentina. I came to Canada in 2006, and well, I came with a background in engineering, and at the time I decided to, well, obviously I started working when I got here. I started my paperwork for upgrading my education to Canadian standards in order to work legally as an engineer in Canada. And that took me around 5 long years and to finally complete. And well, since then I'm working, since 2011 around, I'm working as an engineer, and that's my background. And yeah.
Awesome. And you have kids?
Yes, I have 2 boys, and I am a bonus mom of a young lady of almost 15 years old.
Awesome. So, how long you say you have been in Canada for a while now?
Yes, around 15 years. I came in 2006.
Oh, awesome. Canada's very expensive, right? Like,
Yes, exactly. Yes.
so how did you come across this business?
Yes, that's another part of the story. Well, in 2019, I was starting to try to find another source of income. I didn't know what exactly I wanted because the only thing I knew was traditional work, being not online, but being on, working standard, generating or providing a service or producing something. This is what we learned. We've been learning this. This is how we grew up, our generation. That's what we were taught when we were kids. And I was just scrolling on Facebook on my news feeds, and at that point I was just, like when you scroll and not even look at what's before your eyes, and my mind was wandering probably somewhere else. But I saw an ad of a lady, and she was promoting her digital business, and she was saying how great it was for her, and she was drinking wine with a friend in her kitchen counter, and they were having a blast. So that got my attention. The image was very colorful. The ad was very, very well put. So I said, okay, well, what is this? I mean, I didn't even know that you could do ads. Social media was very basic use. A normal user just to communicate with my family and things like that. So I reached out to her. I got really curious of what she was promoting. I followed her instructions, and 18 months later, here I am. I am my own digital business owner.
Yes.
That's how I came across, exactly. But yeah. before that, actually, I was thinking, because that was my explanation, like very straight to the point. But I didn't know that there was something that could be done online, and I wasn't really into the online world whatsoever, more than just the normal usage of social media, which it wasn't not even that much either, because we don't have time. That's the reality. So I was thinking on doing something. Okay, what if I do something on the weekends? But then again, you need that time to beside your job, to relax, to have some free time, and it's not always possible. I would have to get somebody to watch the kids. At the end, you have to balance if it really makes sense. So that's how I found the business, and actually I was pretty amazed of everything that I was provided, because I really didn't know that the online world existed in the way that I know today.
Yeah. It's so true, actually, because that's the same, like kind of like the same way I came across the online business when I actually was looking for a way, like actually a job, because I wasn't working at the moment, and I was like, well, but I really wanted to have my own business, and I kept on, saying, oh man, I wish I had my own business, and I don't know, God heard my prayers, because I came across an ad, but I knew, like, I was like always thinking, oh, I wish somebody can help me, because obviously I have no clue on how to, build my own business. So I like that is like if there was someone out there that can help me, like that's how I was literally praying. Like I wish that it had no selling involved, and it's like every single check mark that I wanted in the business, this business had, and I was so glad I came across it. I think that's the reason why I jumped in right away, because I knew it was the answer to my prayers when I was looking for it. And like you said, it's like you just want that extra something. And like me and my daughter, one of the things is to spend more time with my daughter, because I knew that going back, it meant, leaving, like, again, losing a lot of her milestones, and I didn't want to do that.
Yes, exactly.
So what do you love about this business?
Well, I love, wow, what don't I like? Actually, there's not really much. But no, I really like everything. I enjoy everything that I get to do with the business. Starting from the training, because actually, when, like in your case, my case, same thing. When I came to this business, I didn't have experience. Like I said before, I didn't even know that doing a business online was something that was possible. So with the business package, we receive a whole training, right? A very strong and solid training platform that helps us, that is built for people like us that have never worked online before, to help us set up our business from A to Z. And that's exactly what I needed if I wanted to succeed, right? Because I had to get the training somewhere, either go outside of the business and try to find it on my own, but that wasn't necessary because everything is provided when you join this business. So that is a lot of fun, because the training is very, very simple to follow. It's video based. And in my case, I'm very visual. So I have the video on one side, my business on the other, and I do as I see, the little videos. And that is one part I enjoy a lot. Learning about social media is something that I had no clue that it was so exciting and fun at the same time, because one of the things, the great things about this business is we have a lot of fun, and that I think everybody does. So it's a great point. And then helping others too, because the same way I was helped on this business, now I get to help others who want to start a digital business and have no clue whatsoever how to do it. Well, there we are now, because we are mentors, right? The same, I was provided a mentor and a coach, exactly the same when I started, and I still have my mentor and my coach, which we all talk almost on a daily basis. And in helping people and seeing people succeed and reach their goals and achieve milestones, all that, it's very, very fulfilling, and it's a very gratifying part of the business as well. I really like that. And of course, the meeting people from all over the world, it's great. Just our Latin community, it's worldwide. It's Latin people from not only Latin America, but from Latin America, but they're living everywhere in the world, from Canada, US to the other side of the world, Australia, New Zealand, anywhere. Yeah. And we all come together under the same platform. So yes, that's pretty cool. People that I would not have never met if it wasn't for this business, because literally.
Yeah, there's no way.
Yeah.
And it was incredible. I mean, I just thought about the 5-year anniversary we just
Yes.
Had yesterday the celebration, and it was truly, truly amazing to see people from all over the world, and
Yes.
how beautiful they are, like how amazing, and oh my God, there is so many words that I would love to say of how I felt yesterday, being part of this amazing business, of the amazing people that we meet, because there are people that have a big heart, and it's all we do here is help people, pretty much leave the corporate world, because that's what we try to do, right? At the end of the day, that's what we're trying to do, is let them see that there is a possibility where you can be free, you can be your own boss, you can build your own business, and you could, leave it for your children, you like as a the royalty to your children. And it was, but the 5-year anniversary was just incredible. What do you think?
Actually, the anniversary is today, but since today we don't have our mastermind meetings, we celebrated it yesterday. And yes, like you said, it was so emotional, and we know that. But yesterday we really got to see like the really back scenes. I don't know, the backstage, I guess. Of a lot of stuff, because we know that there's many departments, right, in this company, and the quantity of people managing the coaches, managing the masterminds, managing the webinars, and it's all from the willingness to help others, right? They do it with not expecting anything in exchange, right? They put their time to make this business work for us and for everybody that comes in as a new business owner. And us, well, I don't know about you, but we're also doing the translations, right? So now our training side will be in a few different languages, which is something new. And yesterday we talked about that too. So yesterday was very, very special. So yeah,
the Spanish community, it was so many, so little, like, the amount of people in this business is a lot. In the amount of Latinos in our community is very little compared to the amount, and the possibilities are like enormous. And we just wish that our Latino community would give themselves a chance and check it out, because it's growing, and now is the time to check it out and join.
Yes.
And grow. Like, we need so many Latinos to decide and become business owners.
And they will, because I have Latin followers, you do as well, and it's just a matter of believing in themselves. Like I think like the same thing we had to do, right? Because when you find something new that you're not really sure of, and as soon as you hear it's an online business, I was listening to a lady today, and she was saying that as soon as she was saying to people, I started this online business, it was like, oh no, please don't get into that. That cannot be good. And it's true, there's many things online that are not good, but there's many things online that are good, and we are one of them, right? Yeah. And we cannot convince people, and we're not here to convince people of us, because we know what we're worth. All we can do is invite them, right? Invite them to for example, today we have our presentation, the workshop, where people can register on your website, and find out about the basis, the basics of this business, and see if maybe starting a digital business is something that they would like to get into, right? Mm-hmm. But at the end, it's everybody's own decision. Yeah, exactly. So
that is so true. Like you said, we are not here to push anybody to do nothing, like anything they don't want, because we decided to go ahead and check it out, and we decided to become business owners because we saw the potential, we saw the opportunity, and we met the people, and we saw something more than just thinking about it. Because a lot of people, that's what they do. They just think, they wish, they say, well, I wish I could have my own business, or I wish I could start something, but they only wish or think. They don't do, they don't act. And that's one of the things that I think that, is helping us, that we're actually acting on our dreams and making it happen. And we're here to support anybody that wants to do it, that wants to do the same thing. because we know how it feels when there's nobody to help us.
Yeah, you can wish all you want, but if you don't act upon a wish, it would just be that, a dream or a wish, and if you don't act, it would never come true. And sometimes people talk to me and say, oh, but you're already there, you started it, maybe it's easy for you and this. And I always say, no, not at all, because I was in the skeptical sidewalk when I started, right? I was not sure of myself whatsoever. I had doubts. I said, I was thinking, am I going to be able to do this? What if I fail? Yeah, but what if I don't fail? It's so many things that come to your mind, but it's just, when your why is big enough, or the reasons to change are big enough, and you leave all those fears apart or aside, you forget about them, you don't listen to them, and the more you try to not listen to them, they start to get quieter and quieter and quieter, right? And that's how you start growing and the self-development. When you ask me what I love about this business, now that I'm mentioning self-development, that's one big, huge tab on, not on the training, but on our group itself, right? The self-development part, because we read a lot of books. Not that you have to, but they're all suggested for you to become better, right?
Yeah.
To learn, what's it called, the I don't remember now the word, maybe it'll come later, but it's your personal growth, and that is what you have to do in order to change.
Yeah. It's like you said, it's a lot of things. A lot of people come in very shy, and they think that it's not for them, and they become very successful. Like, they don't realize the potential they have until they actually start doing it. Like, some people tell me, well, I'm not good at lives, or I wouldn't be good at doing videos. But I tell them, you don't have to do this. This is your business. And that's the thing, that we have our mentality thinking we're working for someone else. No, this is your own business. So you're going to have to be responsible and change the mentality of an employee to an employer, or like to be your CEO. Yes. So you're gonna make it work in a way you feel comfortable. So if posting, or because we're every day, so many people are posting online, and so many of them are obviously not earning online. They're just posting.
Yeah.
So I see so many people with so many talents, like just being funny or just posting beautiful pictures, beautiful content, but they're not making any money out of it. They're just putting it out there. And that's the difference, because here they teach us how to leverage from all of our posts, Yeah. And that's something that we didn't know before. I've been in Facebook for more than 10 years, and not until now I'm actually using it for a business, my own business. Wow. Yeah. So that's the reason why we try to help as much people as possible know that there's something else out there.
Yes, so we talk about it all the time.
So do you have a favorite quote you want to share with us?
Yes, I like one that I've heard. Well, I didn't make it up, that's for sure. I've heard it, and it resonates with me, because I've heard it a lot. Nothing changes if nothing changes, right? And it sounds kind of silly, but if you think about it, nothing's going to change around you if you remain the same. If you don't change either in the inside, or you change your surroundings, or you make movements to change something, nothing's going to change. It's like if you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, your results will be exactly the same as always. But as soon as you start making small changes, then changes will happen, right? So for me, nothing changes if nothing changes. It really says a lot.
Yeah. And like the same thing is, if you're expecting the same results, that doing the same thing and expecting really different results is the definition of insanity, because it is so true, and I see myself sometimes doing that, but thinking about it makes me think, okay, how are you going to have any different, like any different result if you keep on doing the same thing? So then I have to look, look and do something else. And yeah, I think that's in everything in life that we decide to do. Yes. But I really want to thank you so much for coming here and my page. But not only that, but also because I know that you're also helping the translation team in this beautiful community, and that means a lot to so many people, because any little thing that you do in this translation team is going to help somebody else, and that goes a long way. So I want to thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Also, so yeah, guys, tune in tonight. We do have a webinar at 7 p.m. my time and 8 p.m., right, Julieta?
Yes, 8 p.m. Eastern time, exactly.
Y antes de que nos vayamos,
sí.
Algo en español para nuestra gente que quieras compartir.
Sí, cómo no. Ve, lo que dijimos, lo mismo que le decimos a cualquier persona que nos pregunta sobre este negocio digital. A veces es difícil creer o quizás embarcar en lo que uno dice sin tener, qué sé yo, experiencia, pero en realidad no se necesita ningún tipo de experiencia para poder llevar a cabo este negocio. Lo único que se necesita es querer hacerlo, tener la voluntad de aprender, estar verdaderamente interesados en la plataforma de aprendizaje o de entrenamiento que nos es entregado con el paquete de negocio, y aprender desde cero cómo se maneja este negocio, cómo se setea desde tu página Facebook hasta, no sé, el infinito, porque se aprenden tantas cosas. Se aprende a hacer publicidad en todas las redes sociales. Creo que tenemos, a ver si me olvido alguna, Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Instagram, y me falta una.
TikTok.
No, pero creo que TikTok viene.
¿Twitter?
Creo que sí, Twitter, sí. Pero yo no uso Twitter, pero hay mucha gente que sí. Y bueno, hay un montón porque redes sociales hoy es lo que menos falta, ¿no?
Y el mundo de Internet es enorme.
Sí, no, verdad, infinito. Y hay mucha gente que está embarcándose en el espacio digital, pero no porque haya mucha gente es que los espacios están limitados. El mundo es enorme y nosotros hacemos publicidad a nivel mundial. Hay gente que lo hace a nivel local, pero nosotros, bueno, en realidad uno publicita en todo el mundo entero. Entonces, y el mundo es enorme y hay billones de personas en el planeta que pueden estar interesadas en este plan de negocios. Y no es que tienen que vivir en tu misma ciudad. Mi mentee vive en Ottawa, da la casualidad que no está muy lejos, pero tengo una business partner que vive no mi mentee, pero que vive en Australia, y las chances de que nos conozcamos en persona son muy bajas, pero no quiere decir que por eso no podemos trabajar juntos, ¿no?
Sí.
Entonces, nada, dejar los miedos de lado, creer en uno mismo, creer un poco también quizás en su intuición y bueno, darse la oportunidad de aprender y de ver si a lo mejor trabajar en línea puede ser algo que les puede interesar. Y no hay nada que perder porque el workshop, el webinar de esta noche es sin costo, y después, si les interesa, el segundo paso es ingresar a al grupo privado de Facebook, que sí tiene un costo, pero tienen 30 días sin ningún riesgo para pedir un reembolso si no les interesa en lo más mínimo lo que ven. Y eso creo que no tiene precio, porque pueden ingresar, ver de qué se trata, y si no les gusta, chao, se van. Y nadie les va a preguntar por qué.
No, aquí no estamos para andar molestando a la gente. Eso es una decisión de cada quien, todos estamos grandes y esto, pues sí, ha sido lo mejor. Y si una persona está pensando en tal vez intentar algo nuevo, eso es lo mejor que podía hacer, especialmente por su familia. So, dense la oportunidad esta noche como dije, a las 7 p.m. de Central Standard Time y a las 8 en EST. Y eso, gracias, Julieta, muchas gracias otra vez.
De nada, gracias.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye.